My sister joined a cult. I pretended to join it too. I think I'm in too deep. Hi Reddit. I don't know if this is the right place, but I need to get this out before I lose my nerve. I haven't told anyone in my real life what I'm doing. And honestly, if this post disappears or my account goes silent, assume the worst. This all started 9 months ago when my older sister Katie vanished. She was 26. Funny, smart, sarcastic as hell. Not the type to just run off. But one day, I got a text from her that said, "I've finally found the light. Don't come looking. You'll ruin everything." Then nothing. No more messages. Her number stopped working. Her social media accounts were wiped clean. The cops treated it like a wellness retreat situation. They said she was an adult. Said she probably just didn't want to be contacted. But I know my sister. That wasn't right. The only clue I had was a debit card transaction from a town called Crescent Valley. Population maybe 800, surrounded by forest, about 6 hours from where we grew up. So I went. I packed up, quit my job, and rented a room in the sketchiest little motel you can imagine. Think, broken vending machine, key not card, mildew-stained curtains. I started asking around. Showed her picture to shop owners, people at the diner, randoms on the street. Every single person gave me the same dead smile. Nope, haven't seen her. Sorry, doesn't look familiar. Good luck, though. They were lying. I could feel it. Then I found something. An old post from a local wellness blog mentioned a healing community on the outskirts of town. They called it The Grove, said they were helping people awaken. The link led to a weird website full of vague poetic crap like, "The darkness is not your enemy. It is your seed. We are the ones who stayed awake." There was no address, just a form. "If you are ready to begin, let us know." I submitted it under a fake name. Jeremy Hines, said I'd lost myself, was looking for something real. I didn't expect a response. 12 hours later, I got this. "You are not lost. You are early. Come to the Grove at dusk. Wear gray. Leave your phone. Come alone." So yeah, I went. They led me into the woods. Literally. Past a trail behind an old church. No signs, no lights, until I saw lanterns. White ones, hanging from trees. People in veils. Not speaking. It was surreal. Like walking into a dream I couldn't wake up from. A tall woman with silver hair and bare feet walked up to me and said, "You've come home." They asked me questions. Deep, probing ones. Stuff about what I regretted, who I'd betrayed, what I was running from. I lied. Said I had no one. Said I was broken. They loved that. They let me stay. They gave me a name, Ash. Told me my old one didn't matter anymore. That names are shackles forged by the sleeping world. I've been here for 9 days now. Every night there are rituals, not violent or anything, yet, but unsettling. We chant. We burn pieces of paper with memories written on them. They make us stare into mirrors and repeat things like, "I am not who I was. I am not who I will be. I am the dirt between." But tonight I saw Katie. She was standing in a circle garden barefoot. Her arms are covered in tattoos now, symbols I don't recognize. Her hair is longer, eyes kind of glassy. I whispered, "Katie." She looked at me for a long time. Then she said, flatly, "You weren't supposed to come." And then she walked away like I didn't exist. I don't know what to do. I can't just grab her and run. They watch everything. I think they know I'm not who I said I was. I found someone standing outside my cabin last night. Just watching. Not moving. All night. I'm going to try and talk to her again tomorrow. If I can't reach her soon, I don't know if I'll be able to leave either. I'll update this if I can. Update. I think they know who I am. Something horrible happened last night. Hi again. I'm posting this from a burner phone I stashed in the lining of my backpack. I had to wait until the middle of the night to sneak out near the edge of the woods just to get signal. I don't have long, so I'm going to just dump everything. Something's wrong here. Like, deeply wrong. Not just hippie ritual and chanting wrong. I mean bones in the fire pit wrong. I mean screaming in the woods at night wrong. Let me start with what happened after I saw Katie. She won't talk to me. Won't even make eye contact. I tried again the next morning, approached her during reflection, their silent meditation hour, and she just muttered, "You're going to ruin everything again," like I'd already betrayed her somehow. Then she walked straight into the circle hall, this wooden structure they built around a dying tree, and slammed the door behind her. One of the elders, yeah, that's what they call the senior members, was watching from the trees. I swear to God he didn't blink. Later that day, they called me into the hollow. That's what they call the underground room beneath the garden. It's dirt walls and candles. They never talk about what's down there. I thought it was storage. No, it's not storage. They had me sit on this stone chair while the woman with the braid, she calls herself Mother Briar, now, stood in front of me with something wrapped in black cloth. She asked me to shed the last veil. When I asked what that meant, she just whispered, "Let go of the lie you're wearing." The one called Jeremy. I didn't react. I just stared. That's when she unwrapped the cloth. It was a photo of me. Me. Not Jeremy. Not Ash. Me, from my real life. At a bus stop. Before I came here. I don't know how they got it. I didn't speak. I didn't move. I didn't even breathe. Then she smiled. Not a warm smile. A knowing one. Truth reveals itself in silence. You've finally started to bloom. What the hell does that mean? That night, it got worse. We were woken up around 2 a.m. by drums. Real, heavy, shaking the ground drums. Everyone was pulled into the clearing, and the elders came out wearing these horrifying horn masks. Not like goats or deer, they were wrong. Curled, jagged, fused with what looked like real bone. They said we were going to witness a reintegration. They dragged someone into the middle of the clearing. A man I'd only seen once or twice, quiet, always in the garden. He was tied up and blindfolded. They said he tried to leave, that the roots reject the ungrateful. Then they made us chant, "Truth is pain, pain is the door," over and over. Then they poured something black and thick into his mouth while he screamed. And then he stopped screaming. He just went quiet, slumped over, and nobody helped him. Everyone bowed. I bowed too. I had to. I was shaking so hard I nearly fell over, but I did it. They dragged him away. We weren't allowed to speak for the rest of the night. Katie didn't even look fazed. She was standing there, covered in ash, eyes closed, like it was beautiful. I don't know what they gave him. I don't know if he's dead. I don't even know if this post will go through. I want to leave. I need to leave. But every time I step near the edge of the grove, there's someone there, just waiting. Today I found a note in my cabin. It wasn't written. It was burned into the wood of my desk. You brought rot with you. You will be cleansed. If anyone reading this has ever heard of a group called AITAH, or a ritual called the thinning, please comment. I need to know this isn't just in my head. I don't know how much longer I can pretend. And I think Katie is one of them now. And the worst part? I think something in this place really does want to keep me here. Update 2. The forest is inside me now. I think I've been marked. This will sound insane. I don't care anymore. I haven't slept in 4 days. I've thrown up twice from stress. I found blood on my pillow, and I don't know if it was mine. There's no signal inside the grove anymore. I had to carve a hole in the back of the pantry wall and run a hidden wire out into the forest just to send this. If they find it, I'm done. They know who I am. They've always known. And now, I think they're changing me. It started with the dreams. Every night since the reintegration, I've been dreaming of a black tree. It has 100 hands hanging from it. Not branches, hands. Writhing, reaching. And one of the hands is mine. When I wake up, I taste soil. Then my fingernails started bleeding. Not breaking, bleeding. Thin cuts beneath the beds. Like something's trying to grow underneath. Mother Briar came to me yesterday. She didn't knock. She just walked in while I was sitting on the floor, trying not to scream. She knelt beside me and whispered, "The seed is taking root. Don't fight it." I asked her what the hell that meant. She just smiled and touched the side of my head. Her fingers left behind a streak of black. I looked in the mirror later. My eyes are darker. Not tired. Darker. The whites are fading. This morning, I found Katie in my cabin. Not standing. Crawling. Her mouth was sewn shut with black thread. She pushed a burned piece of paper into my hand, then fled out the window before I could stop her. I tore it open. It had one word, scorched into the center. Run. I tried. God help me, I tried. I packed what I could, waited until dusk, then sprinted into the woods. No flashlight. No shoes. Just ran. The forest changed. It moved. I swear to you, it moved around me. I'd see the same twisted birch tree 5, 6, 7 times. No matter where I turned, it was there. And then, I started hearing whispering. Not words. Just sounds that felt like words. Like someone speaking behind a wall of water. Then I blacked out. When I came to, I was in the hollow. Surrounded by every single member of the grove. They were all smiling. Even Katie. Even the ones who were supposed to be gone. They were chanting something, not in English. The same phrase over and over. And my body wouldn't move. My arms and legs were tied, But it wasn't rope. It was hair. Human hair. Braided into knots I couldn't untangle. Mother Briar stepped forward holding a jar. Inside was a fetus. Or a root shaped like one. It was twitching. She told me this. You have been chosen to carry the blooming. You will break the curse of the sleeping root. You are the vessel. Then she placed the jar on my stomach and started singing. The next thing I remember is waking up in my cabin. Alone. Door bolted from the inside. Clothes clean. No jar. No one else around. But my belly was moving. I am a man. I shouldn't feel this. I shouldn't feel something growing inside me. I don't know if it's real or if I've completely lost it. But the dreams are getting worse. My skin is peeling like bark. I can hear voices in the trees calling my name. Not Ash. My real name. I think I'm being prepared for something. Something old. Something that isn't human. Something Katie brought me here for. Please, someone, anyone, if you know what Hiraeth really is, or what blooming means, or what the hell this sleeping root is, tell me. Before they come again. Because they will. And I don't think I'll come back next time. Update. I escaped. Hiraeth is gone. I made sure of it. I can't believe I'm writing this. I'm alive. Not safe. Not healed. But alive. And more importantly, they're not. Let me explain. I owe it to everyone who followed this nightmare. After the last update, I stopped writing. It wasn't safe. Everything inside me said to play along. So I did. I wore the white linen robe. I chanted. I smiled at Mother Briar. I even helped dig the new growth chamber. Don't ask. You don't want to know. I became exactly what they wanted. But the entire time, I was watching. Listening. Planning. Turns out, these freaks had gotten cocky. Arrogant, even. They didn't think anyone would ever defy them once the blooming began. I was marked, chosen, sacred. That made me untouchable. It also meant they stopped watching me so closely. They didn't realize I was mapping the forest from memory. Every time they walked us to the ritual site, I tracked shadows, counted steps, even marked trees with thin scratches under my nails. It took weeks, maybe months. Time is weird in that place. But eventually, I pieced together a path. Then, by some miracle, Katie helped me again. One night, she slipped into my cabin with a matchbox and a single word carved on her arm. Tonight. I didn't ask questions. I packed the burner phone, grabbed one of their ceremonial blades. Yeah, I kept it. I'm not stupid, and followed the map. I didn't run. I burned it down. While everyone was at the midnight binding, I went to the hollow and lit the rootstock altar on fire. That black thing they worshipped. The fetus root they said was sleeping. It screamed when it started to burn. I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't a sound. It was a feeling, like being crushed from the inside out. Every candle in the chamber went out at once. Then I ran. The forest fought me. The trees bent the wrong way. I tripped over vines that hadn't been there a second before. Something was chasing me. I never saw it, but I heard it, slithering and clicking just beyond the trees. But I made it. I found the highway. Collapsed into the middle of the road like a madman. A truck driver almost ran me over. Thank God he stopped. I still had blood on my arms and dirt in my mouth. I told him I was kidnapped. I told him the truth. Well, the parts that wouldn't get me locked in a psych ward. It was enough. The FBI got involved. Turns out, I wasn't the first one. Hiraeth was being watched. Monitored quietly for years, but they never had enough to go in. Until me. Until Katie. She testified. In full. They raided the grove. Burned what was left. Arrested 5 of the elders. Mother Briar? Gone. Disappeared into the woods before the team arrived. They never found her body. Or her mask. I gave them everything I had. Maps, recordings, the phone, even the blade. They classified most of it under unusual cult activity and buried the rest in sealed reports. I don't care. They're gone. Katie is in therapy now. So am I. We don't talk about it. But sometimes she sends me a pine cone in the mail. It's our way of saying, we survived. The scars on my hands still open sometimes. And I still dream of the black tree. But it's burning now, in my dreams. Every night. And I watch it burn. If you're reading this, don't go looking for them. Don't chase what's meant to stay buried. But if you've escaped something like this, something monstrous, something no one believes, know this. You're not alone. I believe you. And sometimes, you really can get out. Final update. For real this time I'm healing. Slowly. But I'm healing. It's been 9 months. I still check the corners of my room before I sleep. I still flinch when I see linen robes in costume stores. and I still can't go near pine trees without holding my breath. But I'm here. I'm safe. I'm finally starting to feel human again. Recovery is weird. It's not a straight line. Some days, I feel like I can conquer the world. Other days, a single dream ruins everything, and I spend hours just trying to breathe. But there's light now. I moved far away. Different state. Different name. No one here knows what happened. To them, I'm just a guy with quiet eyes and a tendency to stare out the window too long. That's fine by me. Katie's doing okay too. She's got a place in Vermont. She adopted a three-legged dog named Clove. Sometimes she sends me little letters, actual letters, in the mail. She says writing by hand feels more real. I get that. Last month, we met up for the first time since the raid. No words. Just a hug that lasted a full 5 minutes. We sat in a park. Talked about nothing and everything. Laughed like kids. She showed me a tattoo she got on her wrist. It's a little matchstick, like the one she gave me the night we escaped. I cried. I've been in therapy. Real therapy. Not Breyer's blessing circle garbage. Actual, evidence-based, slow and painful progress. Turns out, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to grieve the version of yourself that didn't make it out. Because something did die back there. But something else was born. I volunteer now. Crisis line stuff. I don't tell my story. It's not about me. But I listen. I listen hard. Because I know what it's like to scream into the void and hear nothing back. I keep a journal. I write a single sentence in it every day. I am real. They didn't win. And they didn't. The grove is gone. Scattered to the wind. No more black roots. No more blood chants. No more blooming. Just ash and silence. Sometimes I still wake up afraid. But now, I have a plan. I breathe. I count to 4. I remind myself, you're not there anymore. You made it out. You burned it down. If you're reading this, and you've been through something you can't name, something dark and awful and isolating, please know, there is life after horror. It won't be the same, but it can still be beautiful. You just have to keep walking, even if it's one terrified step at a time. Thanks for walking with me. Ash, not my real name, but the one I earned.